is the god of victory. But to us, in our world today, we know Nike as one of the most successful sports apparel and shoe companies in the world. But before there was Nike, there's Blue Ribbon Sports. Blue Ribbon Sports was started in 1964, states Tampa Bay Times in their historical article about the starting of Nike. Two men by the name of Bill Bowerman and Phil Knight opened Blue Ribbon Sports, selling Tiger running shoes. Tiger running shoes today are now known as Asics. Bowerman was a track coach at the University of Oregon, and Phil Knight was a runner for him at the time. Now, Blue Ribbon Sports wanted to produce shoes of their own and expand they did. Today, Nike's world headquarters is in Beaverton, Oregon. That's only 30 minutes away from my house. And yeah, I've been to the employee store. I'm sure Caitlin has too. Here are two pictures of the Nike headquarters in Beaverton, Oregon. So let's jump back to the past. Phil Knight, being the entrepreneur that he was, he started looking for expansion options. And according to Burroughs Gators, which is an online sports organization, Phil Knight bought the Nike Swish from Carolyn Davison. Carolyn was a business student of Phil Knight's at the University of Portland, and she did some freelance work for his company, Blue Ribbon Sports. The Swish logo was bought at a price of no more than $35. The swoosh has now been adopted and was showing up on Nike shoes everywhere. In 1975, the Nike shoe, the Waffle Trainer, became the best-selling shoe in the United States during that time. As the company grew, they added sponsors. In 1972, they added their first athlete sponsor to the company, a Romanian tennis player by the name of Inalias Nastia. Today, Nike has many professional athlete sponsors, some very popular ones, including Michael Jordan in 1984, and Tiger Woods in 1996, and LeBron James in 2003. So Nike was on the move and growing quickly. Even in its early stages, after only 15 years of existence, they had already passed $1 billion in sales. A little less than 10 years ago, Nike had an annual salary or gross of $12.25 billion in the year 2004 alone. And the company in 2012 had a total worth of about $49.5 billion. This information comes from a study done by CNN in their Money ad. Nike has profited from carefully planning ads that motivate people to be active and buy their products. Catchy phrases have been used over the years to promote Nike. In 1975, the phrase, "There is no finish line," was printed on posters and t-shirts. A more popular one, and Nike's most famous phrase, is "Just do it," which came out in 1988 and is still used today and shows no signs of retiring. Recently, Nike used the phrase, "Find your greatness," in an ad, and I'd like to show it to you. So here we have the "Just do it." This is a poster of "There is no finish line," and now we'll jump to the ad.
Greatness, it's just something we made up. Somehow we've come to believe that greatness is a gift reserved for a chosen few, for prodigies, for superstars, and the rest of us can only stand by watching. You can forget that. Greatness is not some rare DNA strand. It's not some precious thing. Greatness is no more unique to us than breathing. We're all capable of it. All of us.
Alright, so find your greatness. This right here is Nathan Sorrell from London, Ohio, and he's the 12-year-old jogger in this video. He weighed over 200 pounds when this ad was shot, and he hated running. Some viewers thought Nike was mocking the boy, but Nathan doesn't feel that way. In fact, he embraced the challenge. Nathan has inspired a large audience to be active. This is exactly what Nike wanted to do. Besides inspiring the world, Nathan and his mom have agreed and vowed to help each other lose weight. If they succeed, Nike has agreed to do another shooting for them. This is a direct quote from Adweek.com and their article and interviews with Nathan. In conclusion, how has Nike impacted the sports world? They've done it through their athletes, sports teams, and fans. They team up with sponsored athletes, and in the end, both profit, Nike and the athlete. In 1993, they introduced a program called Reuse a Shoe. Reuse a Shoe is a program that accepts old tennis shoes. Nike grinds them up into materials that can be made into running tracks and sports fields and other complexes of the same sort. With these resources that Nike reuses, they're able to impact communities that consist of athletes, sports teams, and fans. How have they been so successful? Well, I believe that they've been successful because of the way they motivate people to be active and buy their products, either through the ad or the use of an athlete signing them to a contract. Where do I see Nike in the future? I see Nike continuing to expand. According to Chris Sorensen, a database writer for McLean 22, Nike has recently produced a shoe that is $250. This is no ordinary shoe. It is capable of recording how high a player can jump and sending the information to any smartphone. When Nike uses technology such as this, I can only assume they're going to expand. These were some of the sources I used. I want to thank you guys for listening.